Well, it was actually a 3-hour-long movie. But I was like, I'm just going to run to the grocery store for a second. Comes back, he's like, oh, they had peaches on sale. It was 99 cents for a pound. I got 2 dozen peaches. Like, Dad, you're not going to eat 2 dozen peaches.
Oh my God. $24 worth of peaches.
Yeah, motherfucker. We're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 105 of the ScruffCast. I'm John.
And I'm Dan.
Once again, we're recording a little later than normal.
Seems to be the trend recently, yeah.
It's just past 11. So, how are you feeling today, Dan? I feel like it's gonna be a good one today.
I hope so. I'm in a little bit of pain right now.
Yes, you strained your back a little.
Hurt my back. Third time this month. Going for a record here, I think.
Man, this is have you seen how the Gen Z or Zoomers, as they call them, have been roasting the millennials? They're making fun of us like we make fun of the boomers. It's the new thing.
Damn. I guess we're old now.
Yeah, we're old. They're hitting back. They're making fun of us.
What are they saying about us?
It's hard to even understand. They're making fun of us for using terms like adulting and shit like that.
Well, that is stupid.
Yeah,
I hate that.
It is.
I did so much adulting today. Shut your mouth. You went to the grocery store and took your dog for a walk.
All by myself, though. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a good one. We got a couple of listener emails this week.
That we do. Oh, hold on. Actually, speaking of the Zoomers or whatever, did you hear about the Trump rally the other day?
I did hear about this. Yes.
Yeah. So did you hear? It was like they thought there was going to be 1 million people at this rally, and turned out to be just over 6,000 people showed up.
Yeah, and apparently it was the Zoomers, the Gen Z, and the K-pop stans. Dude, I've been seeing the K-pop stans all over Twitter. Like on these, you'll see like a suspect hashtag, right? So it was like hashtag All Lives Matter or something like that, and it was another sketchy one. So then you click on it, and it was just K-pop people just spamming it. So that, people who would see it and be like, oh, yeah, let's mark on a hashtag, right? They click on it, and then, they're just getting trolled.
Which, I don't really understand what all those K-pop memes and stuff, obviously. But it's pretty funny when they use it for stuff like that. So anyway, they used it to pretty much buy up all the tickets. I think they were free. You didn't have to buy the tickets. But they kind of all got together and reserved tickets. So they reserved nearly 1 million tickets because there was only 6,000 people who showed up.
I was reading about this.
Yeah,
there was over 1 million ticket requests. So they were expecting a huge turnout.
Yeah, so funny. I love stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of innocent, but it's so effective at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard to control, right? What are they going to do? Examine every ticket request? How are they going to know it's somebody actually intending to go versus a K-pop person?
Know. It's just so funny because they were like, oh, now we're at 600,000. Well, 800,000. Well, look at Trump. He's so amazing. And then 6,000 people showed up.
Yeah, I was reading it was
funny.
0.62% of the million.
Yeah, because I think 6,200 people showed up.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Anyway, read some emails, shall we?
Yes, we had a couple of listeners send in their emails to scruffcast@gmail.com, just like you guys can. Maybe they were feeling the pressure after we had the listener email calling out to fellow listeners last week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, first email here. Subject line is problem to solve. Problems, multiple. Hey, Scruffcast. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you. We are. I think we're doing well.
We are, yes. Yeah. We're doing as well as you can be doing.
Thank you again for the birthday shout-outs last podcast. Much appreciated. So you can already tell this is from our good friend Ian.
That's right.
Last week was his birthday, so we give him the shout-out.
We were just fishing for an email. That was really it.
Yep, and it worked. It
worked. Look at that.
Right into a trap. Jumping straight into it, well, I don't really remember movies I've been upset about. There was that full-on... There what? Jesus Christ.
Welcome to my life, John.
We're gonna see. You have the beefy email next. Well, I don't really remember movies I've been upset about. There was that full-on made me cry, and it was, oh fuck, man, I'm struggling today. I like to think it's the sentence is a little malformed, Well, I don't really.
That's the excuse we always use because no one else can see the email. So we're just like, oh, it's the person who sent it in that screwed up, not us, obviously.
We bug the listeners to email in, and then we just roast them for their sentences.
I know.
Right. Well, I don't really remember movies I've been upset about. There was that full-on made me cry, and it was an underrated gem called Hardball with Keanu Reeves, starring as a baseball coach for a baseball team that lives primarily in the project/inner city. I won't spoil the movie for those who haven't watched it, but it's a great watch and probably still holds up to this day. I've never heard of this movie.
Oh, really? Yeah. It came out like early 2000s, maybe. I don't think I've seen it, but I know what I know what happens in the movie, and I know why it's sad. But
Right.
we can give up spoilers. Like this movie's like 20 years old. It doesn't matter at this point. No, it's like one of the kids on the baseball team gets shot and dies.
Oh, damn.
And they're young kids. Like I think they're like early teens. Like between the age of like I don't know, maybe like 10 and 14. I think they're in around that age. And one of them gets shot and dies. So yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Well, I guess he says still holds up.
There we go.
Maybe one day we'll do another ScruffCast watch along. Remember when we milked Love is Blind for like 10 episodes? That was awesome.
I know. That was a good time. We should find the saddest movie ever made and then watch that.
We should. Send in your recommendations, guys. All right, the email continues here. In regards to the inventions that help with some problems, I can't really think of 5 right now, but there's 2 that I would definitely address. Number 1, the eradication of service fees for a pay-if-you-like model. A few months back, I did my taxes on my own for the first time. Ah, well done, Ian. I've never even done my taxes on my own. Sent them off to my mom.
Attempt that myself.
Yeah. And the tool I used, did my taxes on my own for the first time, and the tool I used had a pay-if-you-like model where you can choose the amounts to pay to help run the service or not pay at all. I feel like this is a better model as opposed to the Ticketmaster model where they just bitch slap you with random fees such as service, convenience, and other BS fees that don't make sense.
Oh, don't even get us started about Ticketmaster.
Yeah, they were a banned topic. With the pay-if-you-like model, if you truly enjoy the service provided, you can let your wallet decide. I feel this can help get rid of the shitty services and help us keep and support companies who place the consumer first. I totally agree. You vote with your wallet.
Yeah, I like that.
And number 2, I would ban planned obsolescence in consumer products. If you don't know what that means, he's speaking to us. If you don't know what that means,
I don't.
It essentially is when a company tries to dictate when a product becomes obsolete. Apple had a problem with their consumers when people found out they were purposely slowing down phones over the lifetime of the device. Another example is old phones stop being protected from security threats as companies stop things like product and security updates. This doesn't feel fair to the consumer, especially when they drop excessive amounts of hard-earned money on the product. They should at least last as long as the consumer wants it to. That's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your week, gents.
Well, thank you very much, Ian. See, it's funny because those were like very well thought of, kind of like prompts that would help a lot of people. Whereas, like, I just wanted salad tongs,
Yeah, and I was just like magnets to keep your blankets in place.
we probably should have thought of our answers a little better. But whatever. All right, here we go. The next email, a generic email title. What up, y'all? Okay,
not so easy now, is it?
Living in Alabama. First off, a very happy Father's Day to you, Dan, and to all the other pops out there. Hope everyone had a great day with their family. Thank you, Chris. Dan, I really love the mini salad tong idea for individual use, but I gotta say, I think it'd be harder to use than you think. You'd have to put both ends of the tong in your mouth, but then in order to get the lettucey goodness, you'd have to open it while still in your mouth, which I don't know how well that would work. You know what? This was just a problem that I had. Like, yeah. You know, that's not for me to figure out. I put the problem out there. Someone else solves it. But they would have to be very small. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like kind of measuring with my fingers.
Can't see. Dan took his 2 fingers as if they were salad tongs and tried to demonstrate what the size of the tongs would be.
See, this is why we need to go video.
Maybe we do. I got a nice beach background going on Zoom today.
I have a nice hat rack background going on right now.
Very swaggy.
I am also way on board for the beer store empty return service. I have an ever-growing pile of beer bottles that I don't even really want any money for. Just want them to be out of my house. I think that is a lot of people's things too.
Yeah, now imagine you get paid a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah.
I have to say, the trip about the list of movies that made me emotional would probably be really long was a low blow. But also, it really is because I'm a little bitch, so I'll keep it short. Well, at least he's honest about it. Avengers Endgame, which is one I had on my list. Dan's chills moment is so good, but I actually got more choked up when Tony Stark died. It was so goddamn emotional with Spider-Man there, half breaking down, and Pepper Potts comes in all relaxed and calm. I think it was a little extra sad because of how many movies he was in. I felt more attached to the character than any other movies. You know what? That's like, I know I only mentioned the part of when Falcon or whatever says like Cap on your left.
Emotional. The other part was more of like a.
Oh no, you've switched to your other
what
microphone
the
inadvertently somehow.
shit? Hold on.
Never before done on the ScruffCast. Maybe it got unplugged.
No, I don't think it did. It
Things
it
are
does
going
from time to time.
too smoothly for too long.
It does from time to time, but half the time it's like you're talking, so it doesn't. I can just switch it over quickly, right?
You had to take the beefy email with the lots of reading.
I have some technical difficulties here, folks. Give me a second.
Yeah, prior to us actually starting to record, my internet cut out. I'm like, shit. Then I got back on, and then it cut out again. I'm like, it must be my internet. But then that time it was Dan's internet. I'm like, we're off to a rough start.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm back now. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. So that like the original part that I talked about was more like a chill, like it was like a feel good emotion. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a sad emotion. It was like oh man, like it was so intense. It was like a happy cry more so, right? Where Tony Stark dying. Oh man, that was soul crushing. And he was like just kind of there, like pretty much half dead as it was, and then Spider-Man comes over. He was like a father figure to Spider-Man, you know? And then Pepper Potts, you know, trying to say to him, like, you know, Tony, we'll be okay, you know, her and the daughter. So sad. All right, another one. In Time. This one is pretty heartbreaking too. Most of these are actually sad. This movie is a romantic comedy about a guy whose bloodline allows the men to go back in time. I don't really remember the specifics about how it works, but his dad dies and he ends up going back to have a chat with him. It was very sad and heartwarming and beautiful. Got me misty. I don't think that movie was called In Time.
In Time was a Justin Timberlake movie, wasn't it?
where it's about they use time as currency. That's what In Time is.
Yeah, this one I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't seen the Justin Timberlake In Time.
I have. It's you know, you get what you get.
Yeah.
Unless there's another movie called In Time. Maybe we're wrong.
Maybe.
But we're probably not.
Write in and let us know. ScruffCast@gmail.com.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Onwards, which is that new Disney movie, right?
I saw it in theaters.
Oh, really? Right before COVID hit, I guess, eh?
Yeah, Taryn entered some contest or something. You just put your email in, and then we won 2 free tickets. We got to go watch it at Scotiabank.
And then it came out on Disney Plus for free, like 2 weeks later.
So I was kind of like, what the heck?
Yeah. All right. Onwards. This one is a bit of a happy, sad moment. The movie is a bit newer, so I won't ruin it. But the premise is these two brothers whose dad died. There's a theme here. Go on a quest to try to bring back their dad for 24 hours because he was a wizard or something and left them a spell. Hijinks ensues. Wholesome sadness happens. It's a good movie if you haven't seen it.
It is a good movie.
Moral of the story, I tear up at a lot of movies. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that.
You know what? You only had 3, and I think we each came up with 3 last week.
Yeah, no big deal. As far as problems to solve, I couldn't really think of many, but the first world problem I could think of is a container that when you bring milk home from the store, you can pour it into and it keeps it fresh for longer. I'm thinking something that's sealed and then sucks out the oxygen from the container. I have a struggle with drinking milk fast enough when we buy the 3 bag of milk, but then if we buy less, we run out too fast. Talk to you guys next week, Chris. You know what? We had that same goddamn issue in this house, and the problem is Anna is lactose intolerant, so she doesn't drink milk like the milk I drink. So she drinks almond milk or whatever, right? So for a while, I was just buying like the what are they, 2-liter cartons? I guess.
I think so.
Okay, because then this is okay. So there was a couple problems we ran into. So at first, I was buying the 2-liter one, and that was okay for me because I would just have it like, you know, some cereal in my coffee, and that was it. But then once I started doing the fasting, I wasn't having cereal, and I was only having like milk and sugar in my coffee like on weekends when I was breaking the fast, right? So then even like the small size of milk was too much, and I was throwing it out by the end of it. I was throwing like half out. But now started making smoothies and stuff like that. I'm using a bit of milk for that. So now I have to buy the 3 bags. It's like just a never ending milk dilemma.
The problem with how they get you is The 3 bags of milk, $4.59. The 2-liter carton, $4.29. And you're like,
Yeah, they're $3.99.
is it really worth the 40 cents? Yeah. And then you don't drink
I
it
know.
all. I tend to go through the 3 bags. I'll usually drink a glass of milk with dinner.
You know what? Dude, okay. This is a thing that I did as a kid growing up. Did you do this? Like, did you do that as a kid?
Drink milk with dinner?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
like, did your parents make you drink a glass of milk?
I don't know if they made me. Maybe.
Yeah, our parents, that was it. They made us drink a glass of milk. You had to finish your glass of milk. You couldn't leave the table. That was it. And I told this to Anna, and like she thought I was crazy. She's like, ew, you don't drink milk with dinner. I was like, oh, yeah, you do. Like, that's just what you do. She's like, oh, that's disgusting. Like, she thought it was so gross.
It depends on the dinner. Like, I've had like steak for dinner and had a glass of milk. I just like the taste of milk.
Dude, I know, because I had this argument with chocolate milk. I can have chocolate milk with everything. It doesn't matter. Chocolate milk goes with every meal.
I've been out for dinner at a restaurant like Jack Astor's or something, and my mom will have a coffee with dinner sometimes. Now that's bizarre.
No, okay, that's another thing. I could probably have coffee with everything too. I really like coffee, but I wouldn't order it at a restaurant with dinner.
No, that's a little strange.
But I could definitely.
Or even worse is Taryn's kind of like this, and my mom was always like this. Like if we're eating dinner at home, just no drink. It's like, what?
Yeah, I need something. Even if I only take a couple sips of it, I just need something there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because sometimes it's almost like you've had a couple bites in a row. You want to break it up. You got to go for the little sip of something.
Get a little sip. That's it. It could just be water. It doesn't have to be anything fancy.
I kind of like this vacuum sealed milk container. I wonder how it will work.
You would need like a compressor in your fridge, like a second compressor.
But think of all the money
Suck
you'd save
the-
on milk. Not throwing it out.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You just have to
Like
invest
over
in a
time.
one-time fee.
Over the course of the duration of you having that fridge, maybe it'd be worth it.
Yeah. And he says, talk to you guys next week. So we'll be anticipating another email next week.
Oh, you're right.
Otherwise, he lied.
And we'll hold you to it now.
Yes, but thank you for
Alrighty.
writing in, Chris.
Moving on. So, pretty much in our notes here, we just have like a lot of movies were watched over this past week by us, apparently.
Yes, I've been
So we're gonna
keeping
get into
track.
that.
I've watched 27 movies this year.
But
And
none of
then-
them James Bond movies. I'm
No,
assuming.
none of them.
No, of course.
If I had watched all the James Bond movies, that would have been all of them plus just one extra because that's how many movies there are.
Right.
So I got to get going here.
Okay. Before we get into that, I got one other thing I wanted to kind of bring up. So it's kind of like a sad thing, but it's like funny at the same time, right? So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, right? But do you ever get like bad news or maybe like read a bad story right before bed, and then it just like throws you off? Like, Doc, I can't sleep now. That's all I'm thinking about. Like maybe it's just me. Maybe my mind just like thinks a little too much, which I know it does. But like, does this ever happen to you at all?
Not necessarily bad news, but the thing is, I get in bed and then I'm on my phone forever and I'm scrolling and scrolling.
Right. Okay, I'll give you an example, right? So this was like, oh man, this is like maybe last year now, right? So Anna says to me, right, we're laying in bed, about to go to sleep, and she says to me, oh, I forgot to tell you. I was like, oh, like what is it? She said, so, so anyway, it's like her dad's cousin. It's like her like other side of the family. So it's not directly related to Anna, this person, someone else, right? So, so-and-so's kid. I was like, oh, okay. Like I don't really know the kid, but whatever, continue. She's like, yeah, he's got cancer. He's like 10 years old. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Why would you tell me that right now?
So
You know what I mean?
casually and nonchalant as well. while
Yeah,
you're
like
trying to
now I'm
sleep.
thinking about this poor kid who's got like a tumor in his spine or something like that. That's all I could think about. This is brutal. So I'm like, all right. So then whatever, that's kind of done, right? And then, 6 months later or whatever, she says, oh, I was going to tell you something, but you know what? Maybe I won't tell you. I won't tell you right now. I was like,
You
"What?
can't do
You
that.
can't do that. No, you have to tell me. This is again, we're laying like right before bed. She says, remember that kid who had cancer? I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, he died. I was like, why? Like, why do you got to do this to me? Like, and now like this, obviously it's very terrible. Like the kid died. That's horrible. But like,
Yeah,
it's just
of
the way
course.
she said it. It's like, it's kind of funny now thinking about it. But at the time I was like, why do you keep doing this to me? Like, no, I can't sleep. That's it. I'm just thinking about this poor kid who died or originally found out he had cancer. God damn it. Like, just brutal. And she's like, all right, good night. And she just turns around and sleeps. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah, you just
I can't do
just
that, man. I can't.
Dealing
Like, I
with the
just-
demons.
oh, yeah, man. Stuff just races around in my head, but it's just like so funny. So that was a funny story. I'd bring that up.
Yeah, I'm trying. I can't think of any particular examples of that. Problem is, I get in bed and then I'm just on my phone, so I'm just
Say,
getting distracted.
maybe it's
all the
just
time.
me. Like some people can't, like they can just be like, oh, that's horrible, and kind of brush it off. But I don't know. I just like think too much. Which is funny because I'm pretty stupid, so you would be surprised I think so much. But
Sometimes the little things stick with you, like somebody cuts you off. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then you're thinking about it.
you're just
It
holding that
ruins
grudge.
your
You have
day.
the fake arguments, all the things you would have said type things. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it sort of escalates, and you're like, well, I hope that, I don't hope that their car like explodes, but they need some sort of punishment, like, hope they get a flat tire, or like, I hope they go home and their milk in their fridge has gone bad. You know what I mean?
Dude, so funny you mentioned that because so at work we listen to the CHFI. I think I brought this up before on the podcast. And there's this one chick, she does the 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. show, Michelle Butterly. I can't stand her. She drives me nuts. So I'm always complaining about her at work. And so this kid the other day is like, man, you know what? If this woman ever like was killed or went missing, I know who I'm coming for. Right? I was like, listen, I don't hate her that much. I don't want her to die. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I just don't want her to be on this radio station anymore. She could even get a job at another radio station. I don't care. I just don't want to hear her on this one. Like, I don't hate her that much. I'm not that evil.
Everyone always jumps to the extremes.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I don't want her to die. Poor lady. She probably got a family. They probably hate her too, but still, she's got a family.
That's the big thing. It's like once you experience a death in the family, or somebody close to you, or somebody that's close to someone then it sort of gives you another perspective where it's like, even if you hate this other person, maybe even if they're like a bad person, right? You're like, I wish they were dead or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but then you got to worry because, so for instance, like in your case, you'd be like, but that, even now that person might think that's somebody else's Anna, right? Or I think like, that's somebody else's Taryn,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, well, I don't want anything that bad to happen to that person. I just don't want to hear them anymore. That's it.
But Butterly's a good last name though.
Yeah, it's probably fake. I think they all have like aliases, radio people. Maybe that was like back in the day. Someone told me that. Maybe that's not a thing they do anymore. But
man, we should have come up with those when we started the show.
Yeah, I know, but the only people who listen to this are people we know. So like they would be like, "What are you guys doing? You guys are stupid." And that only works if you take off and become like successful. You know what I mean?
But maybe it's a prerequisite. Like you're back with a Johnny Lightning or Johnny Zigzag or something. I don't know.
That's Johnny Zigzag's kind of cool. But like think about Guns N' Roses if they never made it. You know what I mean? And they were just playing like bars and stuff. He's like, "What's up? I'm Axl Rose. I'm Slash." Like, come on. Like,
yeah, man.
It'd be so lame. But they made it. So like their names are justified,
Yeah, it's really tough to pull off just the one name. Dude, like imagine like how like you really got to pull it off to just go by Seal. Like,
yeah.
What the hell?
Cher. And people know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Dude, didn't Ian tell us a story? Something with Seal? What was it?
I don't know if we mentioned on the podcast, but I saw you posted on his Instagram story. I believe Ian posted on his Instagram story. He shared what he was listening to on Spotify, which I think now, Ian, you can write in to correct us. I think it was Alexis on Fire. And his story was viewed by Seal. Like Kiss from a Rose Seal.
Yeah.
On Instagram. And he posted, he was like, what? He's like, with WTF? And I just thought that was so bizarre. Taryn hates that song, Kiss from a Rose. She hates it. Dude, it's a great song. Even if I start to hum it and then she gets mad.
All right. Moving on. Movies. Boom. Okay, I'll start with mine. I watched the movie Tag the other day. T-A-G, because apparently I can't say that word properly.
Oh, I knew exactly what you meant.
Have you heard of this movie? Okay, thank you. Have you heard of this movie?
I have.
Okay, so it's like it's loosely it's based off of like an actual true story. So it's about these guys who are like in their, I don't know, 40s or 50s, who've been playing a game of tag for like 30 years. So it's like every month. So in the movie, it's every May. For that whole month of May, they play tag. So like, this is the thing. They're not even in the same they're not in the same states. They don't live in the same areas anymore, but they'll still find a way to like fly out to see each other to tag the other person. So it sounds ridiculous. When I first heard about this movie, I was like, that sounds like the dumbest movie ever. But then like the actors in it, like John Hamm is in it, Jeremy Renner, the guy from The Hangover with the tooth. What's his name? He's in The Office too.
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms. And then the guy from that, I think his name's Jake Johnson. He's from that show New Girl. He's funny. A bunch of people in this movie. Oh, and then Hannibal Buress, the comedian's in it too, right?
Okay.
So I was like, damn, that's like a pretty solid cast. So I said, what the hell? I'm going to watch it. Dude, the movie was hilarious. So funny. Like,
oh, really?
ScruffCast seal of approval. Oh, 100%. Dude, you gotta watch it. It's hilarious, this movie. Like the movie, like the way it starts, I'll tell you how it starts. So like Ed Helms' character, he's interviewing for a job, right? And so it's a janitor job at this office. So like the guy interviewing him's like, but like you're a doctor, like, and you have an ongoing like practice as it is, right? He's like, yeah, but I felt it was necessary to kind of do this job, whatever it was, right? So it turns out that like one of his buddies is the CEO of this company. So the only way he was going to be able to tag him was to get a job and go undercover as a janitor, so he could sneak into a conference room and tag him. That was like the whole purpose of him getting this job. So it's like just the extremes they go to try to like get. And then the character that Jeremy Renner plays has like never been tagged in the 30 years of them playing. So like this is the year they're going to finally get him. So they all like band together to try to get him. And dude, it's so funny, this movie. Hilarious. Definitely worth watching.
I'm glad you recommended this one because I'd heard of it, and based on the premise, you go like, it sounds kind of lame.
That's exactly what I thought. But the movie's hilarious. The way it's done is so funny. Like it's just like the extremes they go to try to tag this person. And then like Jeremy Renner's like, it's just so funny because when they try to tag him, he like goes into slow motion and like you hear the thoughts in his head. He's like, oh yeah, like, this guy's his ego's gonna get in the way, which I'll be able to. Like it's just so funny. Like it's so good.
That's the dream. Playing tag with your buddies into your 50s.
I know. So it's definitely worth watching.
All right. Is that on Netflix?
It is, yeah.
All right. Listeners, little ScruffCast seal of approval for you guys. We should like one day when I actually turn ScruffCast.com, where you guys can find everywhere you can listen to the show, into a more full-fledged website. Keep a list of our ScruffCast seal of approval somewhere.
Yeah, and our top 5 list too. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. One day.
All right. One day. Another movie we both watched, John.
Yes,
The King of Staten Island.
Yes, a recent release as well.
Yeah.
I think it just came out last week. I enjoyed it. I didn't really know much about it. I had watched the trailers, and because it was actually Taryn asked me. She's like, "Oh, will you watch King of Staten Island with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I had nothing against it. But I'd seen the trailer, and I was like, looks okay. It doesn't look like anything I'm going to be like, oh, I really got to watch this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
But I enjoyed it. It was fairly long, too. It was over 2 hours, and it had Bill Burr in it, which was awesome.
That was like a selling point for me. I saw the trailer. I threw on a YouTube video, right? And then all of a sudden this trailer came up. But I thought it was a TV show. I didn't realize it was a movie until I like Googled it after. I was like, oh, shit, it's a movie. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'll check that out. And Bill Burr was in it. I was like, oh, this should be pretty funny. Like Pete Davidson, like I've watched his stand-up before. He's pretty good. So this could be interesting. But like what shocked me was like it wasn't very funny, the movie. Like it was more drama than comedy, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess to give you guys an idea of what the movie's about without going too deep into it, Pete Davidson plays this guy. He's like 24. He's a bit of a weird dude. He's kind of a bum. He's living at home. He didn't really go to college or go to get a job or anything like that. Mm-hmm. He has aspirations of being a tattoo artist one day. And his mom's like, get a job. And he's kind of like a little lost in life because his dad died when he was younger and he was a firefighter, which I didn't know. But Pete Davidson in real life, his dad was a firefighter and died in 9/11. I didn't know this until Taryn told me.
The movie's like loosely based on his life.
Yeah, because he helped write the movie. So I didn't know that going into it. So it's a little more drama. I don't want to say it's heavy, but
like Bill Burr's in it, who's like hilarious.
Yeah.
But like he literally doesn't say one funny thing in it. It's like a dramatic role for him, which I thought was like so strange. But he was good. Like
he is good. He still has that sort of humor about him because just the way he says things. But it wasn't a comedic.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
It definitely was a comedic role.
I'd say it's worth watching through. I don't know if I'd throw out the ScruffCast seal of approval.
No,
because it's got to be rare. The seal of approval.
Did you? Okay. How did you watch it?
I just procured it online.
Yeah, son of a bitch. I should have asked you how to do that, man. I paid $20 for it, man.
Ooh. Yeah, because it's like on streaming now, but it wasn't anywhere. Well, I don't have cable here.
True. Well, I watched it. I got it on the Xbox.
I was hoping it would have been
Store?
on. Yeah, I was hoping it would have been like on Crave or HBO. But no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. You had to like pay for it on a streaming service.
Yeah, so
which I really wish Netflix would have forked over the money for me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd shell out $20, but I enjoyed it.
I did it. Well, I was saying to Anna, because we both wanted to watch it. I was like, maybe I'll see if I could just, find it online somewhere. She's like, just pay the $20. I like that guy. I was like, all right. So,
dude, I wish one day that's how I hope the level we make it. people have that attitude. Just pay. I like those guys on the ScruffCast.
I know. Just pay them.
Those Jon and Dan.
Whatever it is we're offering at that point. I don't know.
We're big enough to be just by the first name, Jon and Dan. Because if you go like on iTunes or even on Spotify, Jon and Dan as like one thing, that's our artist name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jon and Dan who? I'm like, no, we're just Jon and Dan.
Jon and Dan. All right. So you watched a movie.
So I watched quite a few movies this week that like I didn't even include in here. Like I've been on a bit of a movie binge. None of them James Bond. Like I watched The Patriot, which I liked, a very old movie, and The Mule with Clint Eastwood. Both pretty good. The Patriot I give a thumb up, but we won't get into those. All right. But this movie, I didn't even tell Dan what it was. Here's how it's written in the notes.
You're pumping the tires hard on this movie.
Dude, I don't know. I liked it. Okay.
Okay.
John watched an older movie that holds up. Here's where I piqued your interest. Instantly makes its way into his top 10, maybe top 5. It's very rare I watch a movie and I'm like excited about it after the fact and I'm looking it up. Have you ever seen...
hold on. Is this the first time you saw the movie?
Yes.
Or you just rewatched? Okay, first time.
It's the first time I've seen the movie. Taryn had already seen it, but she watched it a long time ago. It's from 2006. And she always makes me...
what this is going to be, I think.
She already makes me pick the movies. Like all the time she makes me pick.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Was it The Prestige?
It was. Dude,
whoa!
What a good movie.
Dude, what are the odds that I guessed that?
I have no idea. 2006
I
really
had
tipped
clues.
you off.
You said Taryn watched it in 2006, and I was like, I think it's The Prestige. I don't know why.
Have you seen this movie?
Which I have not, but it's Christopher Nolan. I would really
my
like
goodness.
To see it. That good.
I'm putting out the call.
I've heard really good things about
all the ScruffCast listeners.
Wait,
all
it's
dozen
Hugh
of
Jackman
you.
And Christian Bale? Is that who it is?
Yes. So the premise is Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale are both magicians. So you know that's how it won its way into my heart. But outside of the magician stuff, because I was telling my mom about it earlier, and she's like, and I even told her, I said, I know it's going to sound lame. And she's like, that's what I was going to say. This sounds kind of stupid. Is something I like. But it's these two magicians, and they're sort of rivals back and forth, trying to one-up each other, and they hate each other. And they're like infiltrating each other's sort of magic acts and like trying to get revenge on each other for various things. I don't even want to go into spoilers, but
no.
I thought it was by Christopher Nolan. I wasn't 100% sure. And then I found out after the fact, yes, he directed the movie. It's just an excellent movie. I don't even want to tell you guys anything about the movie. I don't know, like, I just can't even say anything, but I watched this movie, my mind was blown. I was like, what a movie. What a movie.
Okay. I could see it because it seemed like pretty interesting when I kind of, I don't know, read up about it or whatever it was. Because I checked back on all of Christopher Nolan's movies to see what else he had. And that was one of them. I was like, oh, I've checked that. I like Hugh Jackman too. I'm a fan. So
I like Hugh Jackman. I like Christian Bale. I like Christopher Nolan. And I love magic. But the movie, it's not even really about the magic.
It's about the hatred between the two of them, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a good movie.
Oh. All right. I'll definitely have to watch that now.
So good.
Is it on
I loved
Netflix?
it. No, I had to procure that one as well.
Yeah. God damn it. I guess I'm paying $20 for that one too.
Dude, it's worth it.
All right.
I don't know. I want to find someone else who's watched it so I can talk to them. When you watch it, you got to let me know. Because I loved it.
Christian Bale did that movie right in the middle of like Batman's and stuff with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that was a pretty busy schedule they had going on there.
Yeah, it was. I like Christian Bale.
And Michael Caine. Jesus.
Yeah, Michael Caine's in there. Scarlett Johansson's in there.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson too. Yeah, how about that?
And
David
David Bowie, yeah.
Whoa. All right. Okay, I'm going to check that one out.
It's based on an old novel or something like that. But it's set in the early 1900s, late 1800s.
Right.
Just one hell of a film. That gets a ScruffCast seal of approval from me.
I like it. All right. Now, my favorite part of the show coming up now, John.
Yes.
You have some Jaime tales. Yes,
I put it down and it says Jaime updates. Someone saw Jaime on the weekend for Father's Day. And I think we talked last week that I had ordered him a Google Home Mini. But unfortunately, due to coronavirus, Best Buy let me know on Friday when the Google Home Mini was supposed to arrive that it was delayed. So I was like, okay, I will have to set it up another day when it comes in. So I'll give you guys just give them future Jaime updates. But there's a couple interesting things I found. So did you know Jaime actually has a smartphone now?
Oh, what does he have?
like some older Acer phone.
Oh, okay.
So
That's right on the money.
but it's not bad, right? And he was telling me his buddy he buys smokes from, or he sells smokes to. I don't know. His buddy told, "Oh, you want a phone?" But I was like, "Oh, a phone? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me check this out. Whatever." He says, "Yeah, you know what? $60. You take it, you like it, you come back, give me another $60, whatever."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay." So he lets my dad take the phone, whatever. My dad was telling me the story because I was like, "Where'd you get the phone? How much did I hope the guy didn't charge you like too much for this phone because it's a bit of an old
Yeah,
phone.
of course. Yeah.
I didn't want my dad to get scammed." He goes, "So anyways, I go back the next week for smokes. Did this mention anything? Go back the next week. Does mention anything? Never said it again. I got it for free." So he didn't pay for the phone.
Hustled that guy. That's funny.
Yeah. But he doesn't have a SIM card in there or anything. He just uses it for the camera because he loves how he just had a flip phone before, which had a camera but doesn't work as well. Now he's taking like HD, like I don't even know if it's 4K, but like HD full resolution photos. You can zoom in, and
right.
He needed my help because he was struggling with a little because he had it on burst mode or something. So I went to take a picture. I'm like sitting in a chair outside, and I hear like ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. And I'm like, "Dad, you just took 3 photos." He's like, "I don't know what happened. It's on burst auto mode or something."
Right.
So then I go look, and I'm in one photo, and then the other photos is like fingers over the thumb. And he went to go take a picture like my uncle was hanging out in the backyard. And I go to look at them after the fact, and it's just so bright. It's like my dad pointed the camera right at the sun. I can't see shit. And he was trying to show me something. He was taking all these pictures of him because he had it on this mode where it was like selfie, pause, auto photo or something, where the front facing camera, if you stop moving the camera around, it automatically will take a photo. So I kept taking pictures, so I didn't know. But I showed him that, dude, he's even fancy. It's an Android phone. So he's got the lock screen with the grid of the dots that you draw the little pattern into.
Yeah.
Right. So he's right in there with the text.
Got the fancy code now. All right.
Yeah. So I was showing him because he just uses it for a camera that, rather than having to unlock the phone every time, there's like a shortcut on the lock screen where if you just press this little camera button and swipe up from there, it automatically opens the camera. But he's like, "Oh, no way." Oh, okay.
Game changer.
Yeah. So I show him that. And then on the other side, there's you know what he said to me? On the other side, he goes, "Oh, what's this one? The tree." And I'm like, "The tree?" He's like, "Yeah, the icon on the opposite side where the camera is, a little picture of a tree." Dude, you know what it was?
What?
A microphone. The little stand with the little oval at the top. It was a microphone.
Yeah.
But my dad, he has no way of knowing it's a microphone because he never used anything like this before.
No, of course not.
That was a tree.
It's a tree.
I was laughing. I thought it was so funny because it's almost so pure. It's like, why wouldn't you think it's a tree? It does kind of look like a tree. I showed him, that you swipe up and it would do like, pretty much the same as your Google Home Mini, but he didn't have any data or anything on the phone.
Right.
So I was trying to explain it to him. So I thought that was funny. So, he's slowly getting there. Once I get the Google Home Mini in there, then he's going to be high tech.
He's rolling, man. Oh, yeah. Good for Jaime.
Okay. I also blew his mind, though. He's an Android TV box. And so we watched The Patriot with Mel Gibson. We were just talking about Mel Gibson, some of his other movies. My dad was like, "Oh, what's that other movie he's in? The cop one or whatever?" And it was Lethal Weapon was what he was talking about.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, yeah," because we were going to search up another movie to watch. So I hit a button on his remote to go to the search page on his Android TV box. You go to type in Lethal Weapon. And my dad goes, "What? What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm searching." He goes, "What? How'd you do that?"
Oh, my God.
What's all these letters? Because my dad doesn't really know like a QWERTY keyboard. He doesn't know.
Right.
So he goes, "What's all these letters?" And I go explain it to him. And I'm like, "Yeah." And then you just go over to the letter you want and you type it in, what you're searching. Then you just click back and it shows. He goes, "Oh." And then he comes back, Val, hey, you got to come here. So
it's a game changer
before my
him,
dad, before he runs out in a fury, he goes, "Oh, search up, search up mule with Clint Eastwood." And so I go type, "Yeah, it's here." He's running. He's like, "Oh, Val, you got to come here. Oh, he's got mule. And he's like, "Oh, we've been looking for this movie for 6 months."
Oh my God.
They didn't know they could search. So what happens is it's categorized, right? Like, so it says recent releases, action, drama, whatever.
Yeah.
So my dad would go to action, right? The classic category. When I got there, he was like halfway through watching a 2008 movie, Street Kings, which I'd never heard of or seen.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, which is okay. Generic cop movie with Keanu Reeves and Chris Evans, though.
Oh, wow.
And,
okay.
He'll go down. So it's like, one page. So it shows like 10 movies. He'll click down. Next page. Another 10 movies. He's on page 2. One time he called me. I think I talked about this on the podcast one time. If I could look up Shooter or something,
Yeah.
his favorite show, because he was on page 195 and he couldn't find it yet. So when I showed him searching, like, dude, it was a game changer for him.
So funny. This whole time. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. he switched over back to the other mic.
Heck.
Yeah, it blew his mind when I showed him that you can just type it in and search.
At least this microphone automatically switches over,
Yeah, so you're not just talking into nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had to show him again and go slowly. It's like, oh, okay, you hit this button, and it's nice because it's like, okay, you just hit the blue button, right, a little blue color, and then it goes to the search.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, so that blew his mind. So we'll see. I'm hoping he has a similar revelatory experience when he gets the Google Home Mini.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I can't get this mic working. Might have to deal with some janky audio from me.
Hey, the listeners have dealt with worse. We had that one episode, maybe 6-7 weeks ago, where it was all over the place.
Oh, Jesus! It popped out of the back of my microphone.
This is the full ScruffCast experience.
Well, how about that, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like there was a little bit of the Jaime story to tell. Oh, so another uncle stopped by. He's the one with the connection in the grocery industry. And he was telling my dad, oh, yeah, because he gets the scoops, right? Oh, next week at No Frills, chicken legs going on sets for 98 cents. My dad goes, oh, really? Oh, going on special. Oh, that's a good price. I got to go get some on special. Right, I already got the wheels turning.
Yeah.
So now you're back on the good mic.
Oh, yeah. Good to go.
So I was watching The Patriot. Well, it was a 3-hour-long movie. But I was like, I'm just going to run to the grocery store for a sec. Comes back. He's like, oh, they had peaches on sale. It was 99 cents for a pound. I got 2 dozen peaches. It's like, Dad, you're not going to eat 2 dozen peaches.
Oh my God. $24 worth of peaches.
Yeah, or whatever it was. Or it was like $10, but because it was per pound. Right. But he's like, oh, it cost me $10, but this is a good price.
I don't know why I'm thinking each. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it before. Can't resist the things on special, but
no.
Yeah. So that was the Jaime experience for Father's Day. So too bad his gift couldn't come in time, but I just thought it was hilarious that he thought the microphone was a tree.
Yeah, that is funny. I respect the simplicity of Jaime's life,
Yeah, I know.
Gotta respect it.
Just throwing an action movie from page 72. Because my dad even said, he's like, oh, you got to go to 200. That's where you find the good ones. Because that's where they're a little older, right? A little more sketchy.
Right.
You never know what you're going to get. There was another janky one. We watched half, and before I left, I'm like, I'm not staying for the end of this movie. It was King Arthur Excalibur Rising or something. And it was janky CG, like a wolf chasing these people down as low budget.
Oh, really, eh?
Yeah.
Was it old or?
I don't know what it was, dude, but it looked like a university school project, this film.
Oh, Jesus.
It was pretty rough. But yeah, it's that acquired taste.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Time to jump into the top 5, I think.
5. Yes, which this kind of ties into the Jaime story a bit. So I'll tell you the top 5. Amazon purchases.
That's right. Specifically Amazon purchases.
Yeah, so Jaime's kind of, through me, has gotten into the world of Amazon a little bit because he'll message me, be like, oh, can you look for this online? Because I got him some parts to help fix his weed whacker. Showed up the next day. He thought it was amazing. So he called me. It was earlier today, actually. He's like, oh, can you look up surround sound? I got to get surround sound. I can't hear anything. I have the volume all the way up. I can't hear. And he'll talk to me look, can you hear this through the phone? I can't hear anything. I'm like, well, I can't really hear from here. But you know what, dude? I was there. TV sounded fine to me. But he wants surround sound. He wants the speakers right there.
Might just be the ears. You never know.
Yeah. So Amazon purchases. This was actually suggested by a listener 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So we're finally getting around to it. Here we go. Now, I must say, I'm a little late to the Amazon purchasing train, and I don't order a lot of cool stuff on Amazon. So my list kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but this is what you get. Okay. Because a lot of stuff I order off Amazon is Christmas gifts, which it's not even for me, so I can't even put it on the list. Or Anna will be like, "Oh, we need this for Leo and this and that." So I was like, "All right, I'll throw that on the list." So I'm not gonna put a bathtub for Leo. I'm not gonna put that on my list. It's not fun.
Yeah, my list is a little lame as well. I try not to overlap because we did best purchases in general, and some of them were on there. Like for instance, my headphones, which I use all the time. bought them on Amazon. And they were the number one on my best purchases list. So I tried stuff that didn't overlap with that. There was only a few. I was early into Amazon. I think my account was like 2012 I started. But again, it's a lot of it's lame stuff, right? But it's practical.
Yeah. Like I started an account I think 2013, but I never really ordered a lot of stuff. I'm pretty impatient. So like waiting for it to show up was always frustrating. I always wanted to just have it like right now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so all right, I'll start it off. My number 5. You ready for this? A coffee pot. This is how weak my list is. No, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, so had a coffee maker. Doing the dishes one day, dropped a pan on the coffee pot, broke the coffee pot. What the hell am I going to do now? Back in the day, you do that, you got to get a whole new coffee maker, man. You can't just get the pot. Thankfully, on Amazon, you can just get the pot. So it was actually the coffee maker. It was actually the coffee pot for the one level up coffee maker. But this is so shit, this list. But anyway.
It's number 5. It's all uphill from here.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So anyway, it fit the coffee maker, and now I have coffee.
With a pot that's slightly fancier.
Slightly fancier. It looks the exact same, I'm not going to lie.
How much did one single coffee pot cost for a pot? Do you remember?
I think it was like $25.
That's kind of hefty for a coffee pot. I'm so cheap.
It's ridiculous. We have another coffee maker, right? We got it from the bridal shower. So I said to Anna, I was like, "Can you go get that coffee pot? We have it like in our storage." And she's like, "No, just order another one. I don't want to pull that one out till we like get a proper house and stuff." I was like, "Oh my god!" So I had to order this damn coffee pot.
That's what Amazon's good for. You can get those singular sort of things, which I have a thing on my list, sort of like that. And that's the thing I ordered for Jaime. It was just a little spring and a plastic cap to keep the spool into a weed whacker.
That was it.
You can't just go to the Home Depot and get that stuff. No. All right. My number 5, one of my most recent Amazon purchases, a webcam. Now, with this working from home life going on, got to do meetings.
Get your only going on.
Yeah. Dude, I'm making a killing. Should have got on this a long time ago. But we got to do these meetings. So my day job, when I'm not moonlighting, taking pictures of the goods, I got to do meetings for work. He's breaking it all after here. I got to do meetings for my day job a couple times a week. And my desktop didn't have a camera. So what I'd have to do is take my laptop and put it on this little shelf where I have my dual monitor set up and just run the laptop for the meetings because it has a camera on there, which is in a super shitty spot. They put it like right above the keyboard for some reason. So you're looking at my nose. But yeah, I just got like a shitty sort of, well, not bad, 720p, not HD. So you can't see it all in all its glory, but
good enough.
Good enough. And it was like $30 because there's a lot of like sketchy ones because everything was selling out because everyone had to shift to this work from home. So just for the practical nature of it, it's my number 5. Not an exciting list either.
All right. My number 4 is a wolf whistle. So for anyone who doesn't know what a wolf whistle is, it's like, when like in the old timey movies where it's like I can't whistle, so I'll just like make
I can do it. It's like that.
Woo. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So it's a whistle for your car. So you hook it up to your car battery, and it comes with a speaker. You press it, and you can do it like while you're driving and stuff like that. It's pretty obnoxious. I bought this a long time ago. So I had it like 10 years ago in one of the cars I had. So when I bought my truck a couple years after that, I decided to go in for the truck. So I ordered this one. But there's a funny story to this. So I ordered it off the app. So I'm on the app. I order it. I'm like, this is great. Amazon's got an app. I can just order this wolf whistle. I think it's probably the first thing I ever ordered off of there because I didn't know where else to even get it. So I find it on there. I order it. And it was coming up to Canada Day. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll get express shipping so I can get it before that weekend so then I can put it in during the weekend. So sure enough, the day comes, it's supposed to show up. It doesn't come. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is ridiculous, right? So the next week, it's like 4 days go by into the next week. I'm like, I'm calling. I've had enough of this. So I call or whatever, right? So anyway, long story short, it turns out I ordered it from like the .com, like the American version. And so it wasn't even supposed to ship to Canada at all. But I was still mad because I was like, well, like you idiots, I put a Canadian address. I paid for the express shipping. It did not come express. I want my money back for that. Plus, I still want you to send this thing to me. And in fairness, they did. They did both those things. So,
yeah, Amazon's customer service is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Can't complain.
Yeah, one time I bought a pair of headphones and they were too tight on my head, but I wasn't sure. And I used them for 3 weeks, and then I was like, nah, they're too tight on my head. So I returned them.
Yeah.
And Amazon took it back.
Fair enough.
All right. My number 4. I was actually telling Taryn about how you had the wolf whistle.
Yeah.
Just
good times.
the other week.
I'm sure she loved that.
Yeah. Yeah, she made some stinky face, like, ugh. And I was like, yeah, it was cool. I'm going to get one. Really? I'm like, no.
Yeah. I think I still have mine, actually.
You took it out of the car before you sold it? Well, I guess people don't want it in the car when they buy it, right?
No, but I paid extra for that. I'm taking it out. It's not stock with the car. It's mine.
Yeah, it was an upgrade.
Put it in my new car, obviously, but
all right, my number 4. My PS4 controller charging stand. Rather than having to get up when I'm done playing video games, like I do all the time, and using a USB cable and plugging my controller in like a pilgrim, instead I have this nice little charging stand, sits on the side table beside my couch. Just slot the controller in there. Boom. Nice charge for when I need to go.
A bing, bang, boom. Nice. I like that. Those are quite useful. I've never actually owned one for any system, but I've always thought, like, that'd be nice to have one of those.
Yeah, it's just easier than like wrestling with a USB cord, plugging it in, having the long cable sitting somewhere in the entertainment stand. And these are the type. That's like the perfect Amazon, like the prototypical Amazon purchase. Yeah, just something a little handy.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Which actually segues perfectly into my number 3, which is a car cell phone holder. So cell phone holders. Dude, I told you my list is not good, man.
I know. Well, neither's mine, but it's just I don't know the nature of the top 5.
So anyway, this one's cool though. Don't worry. So I actually found out about this product from Chris, who had it, right? So I noticed he had this little metal piece on the back of his phone. I was like, what is that? He's like, oh, it's actually like a magnet, or it's a piece of metal, because I have like a little cell phone holder in my car. It's just like a little square. It attaches to your vent like it normally would. And it's a magnet. Boop. Your phone clips right in. So instead of having the big chunky kind of like, you know what I mean? Like you see some of the cell phone holders for the car. Yeah, the big clip. It's just literally a magnet. You put it on. It's just like super clean, super convenient. So I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. I'm going to look it up. So I said, how much was it? He's like, oh, it was like $50. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to get it anyway. So I went on Amazon, and sure enough, they had it for $30. So I saved $20. It was fantastic. He ordered it from this company's website, and I ordered it from Amazon.
Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Always go straight to Amazon.
Bad move.
Get it from the Chinese factories that use the same molds and put it out for twice as cheap.
Exactly. Yeah. It was the same like manufacturer, same company and everything.
Oh, really? Just their actual product
same brand. Yeah. It was just cheaper on Amazon. I don't know why.
Yeah. I know the exact ones you're talking about. I got similar ones for myself, and then the fame saw them. My stepdad was like, I want one of those. And yeah, they're practical, except my vents are kind of
pretty sweet. True. Yeah.
So
I got going on this phone right now too.
All right. My number 3 is a pair of Ethernet power line adapters. So long ago, the Xbox 360 didn't come. So this is kind of unrelated, but I'm just talking about the struggle of Ethernet cables.
Right.
The Xbox 360 didn't come with a Wi-Fi adapter. It would only use a hardwired Ethernet cable. So I had a 50-foot Ethernet cord running from my bedroom on the top floor all the way down the stairs going into the router.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally obnoxious. It's a really long blue Ethernet cable, I remember. It's probably like $30 just for the cable. Then eventually my mom was tired of it, and she's like, you got to get that adapter. Even though it costs $120, which is ridiculous, like $2,007. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought that. Now, if only I had known about this technology back then. That's why I tell the Xbox story. Because when I built my desktop computer, I want to say 2015, 2014, I didn't have a Wi-Fi card in there. So when I first built it, I went and got a Wi-Fi card, and it was just, the connection was just shitty. I was like, I don't like this. So I went and returned it. And it was actually this girl working at Candy, the computer, that when I did the return, she suggested this thing called the power line adapter. Never heard of. It's like magic. I think it was like $50. I got a pair of them on Amazon. What you do, you plug it in an outlet in your house. You run an Ethernet cable from the back of your router or modem or whatever into the power line adapter. You plug the other power line adapter into another outlet in your house, and then you plug the Ethernet cable into that, and then the other end into whatever it is you want to give the internet to. In my case, it was my desktop computer. And like magic, I think you just press a button on both of them to pair it. Like magic, it just is as if you have one long wire running all the way.
Yeah, like sends the signal through like the electrical wires in your house.
Exactly. So it's a little spot. It can depend on the quality of the electrical wiring of your house. But at least
makes sense.
the house I was in, it was flawless.
That's
It was like
awesome.
magic. It was like $50, and I was like, "Oh, this is way better."
That's pretty sweet. That is a good idea.
I'd never heard of
All
them. So shout out to that random lady at Canada Computer.
Canada Computers. I'm sure she's listening.
Yep.
All right. My number 2 is an engagement ring box. Now, the reason this is number 2 on my list and not number 1, because you know what it means, is because I technically actually already had a box from the place I got the ring from, but it was too big to even fit in my pocket, that box. So I had to order a smaller one from Amazon. Came just in time to put the ring in that box. And, you know, got engaged with it. So it's got to be up there on the list, right?
Man, I can't believe
That's
it
it.
beat Coffee Pot.
Like, looking back at it now, I'm trying to do this, you know, of like, oh, a nice sentiment. But like right now, the coffee pot's much more useful than that box. Like,
Well, that's like the ring box I got. It was, you know, a smaller size, but it had a light in it. So I thought, it's kind of fancy. Anyways, I showed my mom the ring in the box before I proposed to Taryn earlier this year. And sure enough, my mom somehow breaks the box a little bit. So now it doesn't have like that nice propped open. It's just like
Right.
So like a little flappy box.
Yeah.
Right. So
I don't even know where that box is anymore, to be honest with you. It's probably gone forever.
Yeah. So I was almost thinking like, I should have bought a box. But it's like, yeah, what wouldn't be practical, would be a waste.
Fair
Just
enough.
took that box and just chucked it away in a drawer.
Yeah. All right.
My number 2, another example of a practical Amazon purchase, an HID car headlights. Now I said and because I got a set of 2 and I looked it up. I almost want to reconfirm because I paid a ridiculously cheap price of like $15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And these are normally, you know, fairly expensive set of headlights because one of them burnt out on my car. So I got the pair and then only one worked.
Oh.
So I didn't even put up a stink about like trying to return it or complain. So looking up here, I paid $14.99.
So was it just the bulbs or was it like the whole system?
No, dude, it was the whole thing that hooks up,
Yeah.
the bulbs, everything, the wires. It's like for $15, a little sketchy. Only one worked, and it was a slightly different color than the existing light I had. But I was, I was driving a 2000 Acura Integra. It was an old car, so
didn't matter. I have those in my car too. I think I ordered them from somewhere in Japan, and then put them in. My car.
Bougie with the imports. Nope, I got it straight from.
But I think it was
Mississauga.
more expensive than that.
Got it straight from the Mississauga Amazon Fulfillment Center for $15. And it was only one. It was exactly what I needed.
And now you can see while you're driving, you know?
Well, whoever I sold the car to.
Well, I guess they can see, yeah.
Yeah. For $15, can't go wrong.
No, you can't. All right. My honorable mention is a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Now, the reason this is an honorable mention and not further up on my list, because like this book is mostly junk. It's like, okay, so the book is like kind of hippie-ish, you know, it's all about being present in the moment, this and that or whatever, right? So like 80% of it's kind of just like whatever, but there's like 20% of it that's like actually useful you can use in your everyday life, you know, just being like present in the moment and like letting go of your ego and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of like a self-help book, sort of, right? So yeah, but it makes a list because, you know, it's not a very good list.
What a high bar. Makes the list because it's not a very good list. All right. My honorable mention. I love this one here. So it was a couple of years back. I was in the back of my mom's car. I was driving to the mall, and Taryn was sitting next to me. And I was thinking, like, damn, it was Christmas time. I was like, damn, I got to get another gift for my mom. And so Taryn will attest to the story because she was laughing her ass off. So, Mom, what else do you want for Christmas? I said, I don't know. I could use like a sweater or something, blah, blah. So I thought, okay, go on Amazon, search sweaters. Right? Sweater comes up in all these colors. Taryn's laughing her ass off, right? Thinking it's so funny. I'm going to just order my mom the sweater, right? It's like December 21st, comes in 2 days. Yeah. In time for Christmas. Right? Okay. And I'm like, well, like, what size sweater are you? I was like, medium. I'm like, okay, order. Taryn's laughing. My mom's like, what the hell's going on? Right? Sure enough, Christmas comes. You know, I wrap the sweater, give the sweater to my mom. Mom goes, oh, thanks. You know, oh, great, a sweater, just what I wanted.
Yeah.
The best part is that, and it was like a light purple, I want to say. So yeah. So the best part is on Christmas break, or maybe it was even further past that. I'm sitting there. I remember this vividly. I'm sitting there in the kitchen at the kitchen table eating a bowl of cereal, and my mom comes downstairs, and she's wearing this sweater. It looks like it's from like the 80s. Right? It's a little baggy. It just looked terrible. And I was like, I laughed. I was like, Mom, like, where the hell did you get that sweater? Like, Jesus Christ, that sweater's from like 1985. She goes, this is the one you got me for Christmas. I was just laughing my ass off. I was like, oh man, I didn't see what it was
That's
like.
hilarious.
I started wearing it.
Oh, that's funny.
She still has that sweater. I'll have to ask her.
She's gonna send in a picture of her wearing it.
Yeah, if she didn't donate to Goodwill or something. But I just remember so funny. She comes down and I was like recoiling in horror, like, why would you wear
what an ugly sweater.
Yeah. And she's like, this is the one that you got me. I'm like, oh, yes, of course.
That's funny.
I was just testing to see if you liked it.
All right. My number one, my CB3 Hush headphones. The same one John has on his list from his best purchases. I have the same headphones and got them off Amazon, just like John did. And they're fantastic. I'm using them right now, actually, as we speak. And the battery's low on them, so I got to go get that cord. Hopefully, they just make it through the rest of this.
Yeah, so it's
battery
anybody. Low. Yeah, they are excellent headphones.
3 times already. Yeah, fantastic headphones. They're like great quality, the sound cancellation. John mentioned it all before. You can just listen back to his review on it. I agree with that.
Go back a few episodes.
Fantastic.
Just listen to all the episodes. Come on.
Yeah, let's do that. Come on.
All right, my number one, sticking with sweaters, is a PlayStation-themed Christmas sweater that I got for Christmas a few years ago. I didn't even remember that I got this from Amazon until I went back.
I didn't know you ordered that from Amazon.
I did. I think it was like $50 or something. But you can't put a price on Look and Fly at Christmas time.
Fair enough.
There's 2 things I love. It's Christmas and PlayStation.
They're both brought together in one.
Yes. Perfect harmony.
There we go. All right. That was our top 5 Amazon purchases. Let us know your top 5 Amazon purchases. Everybody's using Amazon these days. Even Jaime. You know?
Even Jaime, using me as a proxy, he's on there.
He's got 2 purchases he could send in. So let us know yours. All right. There we go. I think we filled out another hour, didn't we?
I think we're a little over, yeah.
Look at us. John has a beautiful palm tree. He's like on a beach in the background right now. It's one of those Zoom backgrounds.
Yeah, because I saved all my money by buying those chintzy sweaters on Amazon as gifts. That's like...
He's actually...
Speaking of saving money through like chintzy tactics, I got to say, earlier this year, Chris told me, I can't remember who it was, somebody he knows or somebody he's friends with, every time they'd send an e-transfer for money they owed back to somebody, they'd shortchange it by $1. Right? So it's like, oh, I owed you $35, sent $34. Yeah, dude, you got to ask Chris.
Dude, that's wrong.
I know, but I was talking to him about it, and he's like, yeah. And then the guy told me, he's like, yeah, man, I've saved like $200 this year.
Dude, that's ridiculous. Hey, but everybody probably hates that guy, though.
I know. And we had went golfing, so I had to like e-transfer him, and he's like, oh man, I really thought you were going to send it $1 less.
That would have been hilarious.
And I was like, yeah, I should have, but I'm too nice.
That time would have been funny. Alrighty. Anything else you want to say, John?
No, I recommend you guys go watch The Prestige.
And Tag. Don't forget about Tag.
Yeah, I feel it's been a while since we had the episode where we're getting the good laughs, you know?
I know. There was a couple in there. Alrighty. That was episode, what are we, 105?
Yes.
All right, I wasn't really paying attention. So that was episode 105 of the ScruffCast. Thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll get
distracting. Got me like, oh, as I'm watching her go. All I'm thinking is, oh, damn, that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.
That's the dream. Playing tag with your buddies into your 50s.